Have you ever looked up at a giant metal bird soaring through the air and wondered, how in the bloody hell does it do that? It's a question that's puzzled humankind for centuries. We looked at birds, those feathered fiends, gliding effortlessly and thought, why not us? Well, turns out it's not magic, it's science. Airplanes, those magnificent feats of engineering, fly thanks to some clever manipulation of physics. We're talking about the four fundamental forces of flight: lift, thrust, drag, and weight. These four amigos work together in perfect harmony to get those massive hunks of metal off the ground and keep them there. It's a delicate balance, like stacking a double-decker bus on top of a house of cards during an earthquake. Get it right and you're soaring with the eagles. Get it wrong and, well, let's just say you'd best have your insurance paid up. First up, lift. It's the force that counters the relentless pull of gravity, that grumpy old sod who's always trying to keep us earthbound. Lift is generated by the wings, those beautifully sculpted appendages that make a plane look, well, like a plane. These wings are shaped in a very specific way, a bit like a bird's wing, funnily enough. It's called an airfoil. Then there's thrust, the driving force that propels the plane forward like a cheetah chasing a gazelle. This is where the engines come in, those roaring beasts that provide the oomph. Whether it's jet engines blasting out hot exhaust or propellers slicing through the air, thrust is what overcomes drag, that pesky force trying to hold the plane back. Imagine trying to run through a swimming pool filled with treacle. That's drag. Now let's talk about how those clever wings actually create lift. It's all down to a nifty bit of physics called Bernoulli's principle. Basically, the shape of the wing, with its curved upper surface and flatter lower surface, means that the air flowing over the top has to travel faster than the air flowing underneath. This difference in speed creates a difference in air pressure. The faster moving air on top creates an area of low pressure, while the slower air underneath creates an area of high pressure, and voila! This pressure difference generates lift, sucking the wing upwards like a magnet. It's like magic, but with more science and less pulling a rabbit out of a hat. Of course, it's not all just about lift and thrust. Planes need to be able to maneuver, to turn, climb, descend, and generally not plummet out of the sky like a drunken pigeon. That's where the control surfaces come in. The ailerons on the wings, the elevators on the tail, and the rudder. These movable panels allow the pilot, or in some cases the autopilot, to control the plane's movement. Speaking of autopilots, these clever systems use sensors and computers to maintain stability and follow pre-programmed flight paths. They're like having a co-pilot who never needs a coffee break. But don't worry, pilots are still firmly in control. They're trained to handle any unexpected situations like turbulence, bad weather, or rogue flocks of geese. So next time you're soaring through the air, spare a thought for the marvels of engineering and the skilled individuals who make it all possible.